This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 XLR Micro Boost toy hauler, and the model number is 27LRLE. So I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So going to the door side rear here, you can see I have the ramp down in the patio position right now with the fencing around it. Of course, it also drops down so you can drive your motorbikes or four-wheelers or whatever you got in there. We'll talk more about that in a minute. We just have regular stabilizers, scissor-type stabilizers. Okay. An entry door to the garage area. I know it's a little cluttered and stuff, a little dirty too, but we're still cleaning it, and I'm inside right now where it's warm, so I'm taking advantage and doing the video here. So you have outside speakers, a power awning with LED strip. This is just an outside shower here to spray things off, kids, dogs, feet, whatever you got to hose down. This is a TV signal out and power, and then there's a bracket here to hang a TV out here if you choose to. That's the exhaust for the furnace. You have a on-demand water heater with this one, so it's very simple. I'll show you the controls inside, but it's on demand. Let me set this down here somewhere in my toolbox. So this is on demand, so you get a steady flow of hot water, which is a great thing. Right here, this is the vent for the range hood. So I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's a baffle in there, and there's some grab holds there where you can take your thumb or your finger and pop the baffle open so it flaps freely. Anytime you're using the fan and the range hood to vent to the outside, you always want to open that baffle so it vents to the outside. Otherwise you can just snap it shut when you're traveling or in storage, that sort of thing. Of course you have fold-out steps on this one that have adjustable legs on them. Okay. Pass-through storage here. Let's walk to the other side. We'll talk about that some more. You have two 20-pound LP tanks with an automatic changeover regulator. You have a power tongue jack. Now this power tongue jack, if it ever fails on you, you can always get hitched or unhitched by taking this plug out of here, and then you're provided with a small crank. Let me see if it's over here. Yeah, it's a small crank, this one right here. You could pull this plug, put the crank on there, and crank it manually if you have to get yourself out of trouble. You have a deep cycle marine battery in here, and there's the kill switch for the battery right there. So if you ever want to shut it off when you're in storage, you can shut it off right there. Okay. This other crank, of course, is for the stabilizers. Oops, for the stabilizers. Okay. So you have two ways to get water to the trailer. The city water connection, which is right here. Oops, sorry about my camera work there. Yikes. City water hookup, which is right here. So if you have city water, you just hook it up there, turn it on, and you're all set. If you're going to camp someplace, boondocking, or just any place that doesn't have city water, you can pre-fill the fresh water tank right here, and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So either way, you can still have all the plumbing working, whether you have city water or not, as long as you pre-fill the tank. And of course, this fresh water drain is down here. I don't know if we can see it, but it's that white. Hopefully, you can see it. It's a white gate valve right there. Okay. Now the dump valves are on the other side of the slide out. We'll go down there, but while we're standing here, I just want to show you, this is the black tank flush here, right? So after you dump your black tank, right, which is toilet water and waste, you can leave the black tank valve open. Like it states on this sticker here, make sure you always leave the black tank valve open before you turn this water on. Put the hose on there, turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of the black tank, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing. So if you have a working hose at the dump station, something that hasn't been run over or anything like that, I highly recommend you use that. Okay, the type of slide you have here is called an Accu slide. You can tell by the 2 cables on each side. Just so you know, it's an Accu slide. Okay, let me get back here. So you have this is a shop cord here. Your cord is in the trailer, but it's a 30 amp, 30 foot power cord. Your valves here, which still need to be cleaned, of course, but you have your larger valve is always the black tank valve, so that's your black tank valve there, and then your gray tank valve there. Gray is sink and shower water, black is toilet water and waste. Okay? Alrighty, so these are vents. Obviously, you operate those on the inside. This is your ramp or patio from the other side here. You can see up there, there's a housing up there. That's if you wanted to add a backup camera, you can purchase a backup camera. This one, the one that fits this system, is made by Furrion, so you can always add that on if you want it. Okay, so let me come around here. Excuse me. We'll go in the front entry door here. Okay. So, this is your control panel. You have your power awning here. Extend and retract. Never leave it out unattended, of course. Always roll it in when you're not going to be there. Your slide room in and out is right here. Right? Then you have all lights here. This is to turn your water pump on. Right? Just like that. You use the water pump when you're pumping water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. Also use that to winterize the trailer. Okay? And then you have your levels here. Your battery's charged, fresh is empty, black is empty. It's got 2 black tanks listed, but there's only 1 in this one, so you ignore the second one. So you got a gray and a black. They graduate up in 1/3 increments, so once you get past 2/3, you gotta start thinking about dumping the gray and the black tanks. Okay. All of your literature is in here. While we're standing here, this is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector right here. So it should always be green like it is. If not, get it serviced. So that'll detect carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas. If it goes off, take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off at the front, figure out what's going on. Also, if it beeps the same tone but very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. So it's also a low battery indicator. Okay. This device right here is the excuse me, is the power converter. So this converts AC to DC power. So it takes you have circuit breakers right here, just like you'd have at home, 110 AC, and they're all labeled here. And then you have fuses right here, 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled here. So it converts the AC to DC power on that side, and if any of these fuses were to blow, they'll actually glow, and you can see them through this tinted plastic here, right there. Okay, also this is a battery tender, so it'll always sense how much energy your battery has and needs, and act accordingly. I don't know if you can hear that, but the fan just kicked on. It's got a very quiet fan that'll kick on and off as when a load's put on it, and it gets a little hot. So, okay. So it'll sense how much energy your battery front needs, and if your battery's charged 100%, it'll just trickle a couple amps. So if it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs. All right. Okay. See if I can actually get up here. Okay. While we're talking about power, this has a solar panel. We can't see it. We're not gaining anything because we're inside right now. But you can see the battery's set to wet, which it is a wet battery. If you were to put gel batteries or lithium, you'd have to change this by using this battery type button. But right now you don't have to worry about it because it's already set. And then the top button right here, right now we have 14 volts, which is great. Or no, that's 14 amp hours, which is great. 13.2 volts. And we're gaining nothing from the sun right now. 0.0 amps are being gained from the sun. That's because obviously we're inside. Now, if you ever get to the point where it flashes FUL, that's telling you that your batteries are totally charged. There's no room to store any more energy, so the solar panel will stop converting the sun into electricity until the battery level drops. So if you ever see that, it's just telling you it's full, and it also will, as soon as you drain it down a little bit, it'll start giving you an accurate reading again and charging it, okay? It's very simple. You have 3-seater theater seats with footrests on them. This right here is your fireplace, and this is the remote for it right here. Okay. So the fireplace is a space heater. So it turns on here. It's a timer. See how it's flashing the H right now? H means high. That's the fan speed. The fan speed, you can set it off, low, and high, and that just acts as a space heater, obviously. High, off, low, high. I think you can read that. You can change the appearance of the crystals here, right? And it has a timer, so there's a lot you can do with it. It's a really good space heater. So those days when you don't quite need the furnace, you can run this, and it runs off campground electricity, so you won't be using any of your limited supply of LP, so it's a good thing to have. This is your radio or sound. This is the remote for that. Okay. So it's got an AM/FM radio. You have Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or tablet. It has a USB port here, so you can put all your favorite albums onto one USB and take them with you, for example. This HDMI is an in, so once you get your TV hooked up, if you want it to go into the system with like say a portable Blu-ray player, you can set it right here and go right into the front there. It's real simple. It also has 2 speaker zones, zone 1 and zone 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer, so there's a lot you can do with it. This is your TV bracket here. This comes off, obviously hooks to your TV. Keep in mind that your coax goes to here, obviously. Right now it's glowing green, if you can see it. You can shut it off if you want, but you won't get a good picture. When it's on, that means that's the digital signal booster for the digital antenna. On, you always want it on when you're using it, or you won't get a good picture. Thermostat is, the only thing to know is you have to hold it a minute to turn it on and off. So I push the mode button and hold it for a few seconds, and I'll make that a few more seconds, and then it turns on, and you go from heat to fan. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, and then you have cool, which is air conditioning. When it comes to fan speed, if it gives you an option, always choose auto. That's the best way to go. Okay. So let me get this shut off here. So to turn on, it's warm enough in here. Okay. So that's really simple. Your refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator. So it just runs. It's just like your refrigerator home, but it runs on 12 volt. Now you can shut this one off. So if let's say you have it in storage and you're leaving a battery on it, for example, make sure you shut this off, because this will be all the energy you're draining or you're gaining from the sun that should be stored in your battery is going to eventually drain your battery down running the refrigerator. So if you want to have plenty of energy to to slide your slide out and to operate your trailer when you first go to pick it up when you're getting ready for camping, you would want to keep this off until that point, because the solar panel will keep the battery charged and that sort of thing. But with the refrigerator on, it does not gain enough energy to how do I say, to keep up with the draw of the refrigerator. So I hope I said that correctly. I know I didn't, but basically when you're storing it, you can shut the refrigerator off. Maybe that's what I should have said, huh? Okay, so this is your range hood. It's got a light, obviously, and it has the fan. Remember I told you if you're venting to the outside, you want to open the baffle on the vent outside so it actually goes outside. This is your microwave. Works like any other microwave. Nothing unique about it. All right, let me look around. Okay. We'll go up front here real quick. Obviously, this is just a master bedroom here. You have an emergency escape window right there. You've got blinds. Your solar controller is right there. So, the rest is self-explanatory. as we go back here into the bathroom, keep in mind this is a GFCI plug here. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, so if you're using something outside and it pops, you're going to reset it in here. Even if it's a regular plug, it's still wired through one of these. Okay. Shower works like any other shower. The toilet works like any other RV toilet. It's got an antifreeze in it now. The flush bed, let me get over here so you can see it. The flush pedal is right there. There you go. Black tank is directly below. So you can't use it dry. By dry, I'm talking about the black tank below. So when you pull into the campground, hook up your power and your water, you can't just use the toilet because there's no water in it. So you can't use it dry because the smell will be terrible and it can get clogged up. So you put a dose of chemical in the bowl, then you stand on the pedal and water will come swirling out. You put at least a gallon of water in there too. You can use more, but at least a gallon with the chemical, then you can use it. Never use it dry. This is your on-demand controller for your water heater. It's very simple. You can change from Fahrenheit to centigrade, which is which one, that one. I don't know which one's which here. Oh yeah, that's Fahrenheit. So, and you just go up and down with the temperature to where you want it. In order for it to turn on, there has to be a water supply. It's got a safety that won't turn on if there's no water. So when your water's hooked up, you'll be able to set that and get an endless supply of hot water. Okay, that's your power cord I told you about. Right now the bunk is in a low position. We can go over raising it and lowering it when you pick up, but basically you're just going to push this up and then push it back. It'll go up onto these two cleats to here, and it goes up into place and you can pin it. This bench here folds up like this one does when you're hauling stuff, so you'd have the bunk up and these benches up. This table here, which would sit in between it for a dining table, but you could also convert it to a bed. You would put, once you have the other bench down, you would put the table on these cleats here with the Velcro and fill in the space, and then you have some extra cushions here to fill in the gap, and you got another bed there. Okay. You also have TV hookups here. We'll go this way. Ouch. And then out on the patio. So this is pretty self-explanatory. The only thing you have to remember when you fold these gates out, there's a, let's see if we can find it here. Right here, you push this button in and then you'll have to extend it. It's about 5 inches or 4 or 5 inches in order for it to come out to the end here to lock into place. So you always remember that there's a button here on each one of them. This one is right here. You push the button in and then extend it. Okay, but we'll show you that when you pick up. Okay, like I said, right here there's a housing for a backup camera. So if you want to add one, it's very simple. Basically it activates when you turn on your running lights, so you can back up with it, plus you can leave it running going down the road if you want. It's up to you. When it comes to the roof, the manufacturer states you should inspect it every 60 days, so a couple times this summer you want to go up there, have somebody go up there and look at all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation where water could get in, make sure there's no damage to the roof attachments or the roofing material by low branches or road debris flying up there. You're just inspecting it. Odds are you won't have to do anything for years, but if you inspect it, you stay ahead of any problems, so that's important. Okay? All right. I think that does it. Let me come back through here without whacking my head. Okay. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof. That's important maintenance. A lot of people, some people generally don't inspect it enough, so you want to keep after it. Also, right now this is winterized, so all the water's been purged from the system and replaced with antifreeze, so it's good till the spring. So you're all set with that. So we'll go over any questions you have when you pick up, and we'll be all set for that. Okay? Thank you.